Hey, what's going on? This is Sarah Lee Day with another episode of Dubsado Tidbits, the things you need to know about Dubsado delivered in bite-sized pieces. Lately, we've been talking about the different areas of Dubsado and taking a deeper look at those areas and what's involved with them. In the last episode, we wrapped up looking at reporting, and today we're going to move on to calendar. So for the calendar, you're going to come over here to the left and come down to calendar. And what this is going to do is it's going to show you a full view of your calendar. That's going to include anything that's been booked through Dubsado. And it's also going to include any synced calendars that you have connected with Dubsado that might show your personal activities, personal events, other events that you've got scheduled outside of Dubsado. Anything that's on that synced calendar will show in this view. So in this view, you can click the arrows to view by month. Or to scroll through whatever time period you're looking for. Once you've scrolled, if you want to jump back to today, you can click the Today button. Over here on the right, you can change this from a monthly view to a weekly view to a daily view. Whatever makes the most sense for you, you can set that as your default view or just toggle back and forth between them. Me personally, I like the month view. Then you can come up here to Calendar. And clicking calendar will show you the full picture of all events from all sources. So your Dubsado source, your synced calendar source, anything that you have on your calendar you can see in calendar view. When you click events, that will show you just the events that have been booked through Dubsado. So scheduled appointments, scheduled meetings, anything that's been booked in Dubsado will show under events when you click that. Now, obviously we don't have anything showing here because we don't have a calendar synced with Dubsado yet. So let's do that. To sync your calendar, you're going to click Calendar Settings here on the top right. Then on the left, you're going to go over here and click the Sync Calendar button. Now, Dubsado gives you several options for syncing calendars, and those calendars could be, like I mentioned, anything from personal to maybe kids' sports activities or anything that you have on an external calendar that you want to sync into Dubsado. You're going to set it up this way. Now, one thing to note though is you can only sync in one calendar with Dubsado. So if you have multiple calendars, you'll need to find a way to sync all of those calendars into one external calendar and sync that one external calendar into Dubsado. So a lot of times people will put everything into a Google Calendar because it's very flexible, and they will then sync that Google Calendar into Dubsado. So let's actually do that right now. I'm going to sync up Google Calendar. You're just going to choose whichever calendar you want to sync here. So we're going to do Google, and Dubsado uses Chronify to sync these calendars. So you want to agree to the Chronify Terms of Service and Privacy Policy after you've clicked and actually read them and looked at them. And then you're going to click Link Google Account or link whatever calendar account that you're linking. Next, you want to choose what account you want to sync into Dubsado with Chronify. If your email does not pop up here, just click Use Another Account. And you can type in the correct login information. Click Next, enter your password. Click Next. Okay, now it's going to tell you that Chronify wants to access your Google account, and that will allow Chronify to see, edit, share, and permanently delete all calendars you can access using Google Calendar. This is just a warning to make sure that whatever you do with this connection, that it is going to affect your calendar. So make sure to trust Chronify. We do trust Chronify. We know that we're setting this up and that it is a good connector. So then you're going to click Allow. And once that has synced, it's going to come back here to Dubsado. I don't actually have anything on that calendar, so there's nothing we can see here. But if we go up here to Calendar Settings, we can now see that there is an available calendar for sarahleeday@gmail.com. And over here under Actions, we can click this Link Calendar button for some additional settings. Right now this is showing that sarahleeday@gmail.com is linked. We have import synced calendar events into Dubsado's dashboard, so that's saying anything that's in that Gmail calendar will be synced into Dubsado. And we can also export Dubsado's calendar into the synced calendar, so that makes it a two-way sync between the Dubsado calendar and your external calendar. I would definitely recommend doing both of those. That way, anything that you book in Dubsado will go in your other calendar, and anything you book in your other calendar will come into Dubsado. And those will both be taken into consideration whenever you're scheduling things through Dubsado. So then just save those changes, and you're good to go. So really quickly, let's just go to my Google Calendar and add an activity so we can see how it syncs. Today is the 14th. Let's create a new test event for, let's actually change it to tomorrow, the 15th. 5 to 6 p.m. Sounds good. And save. Alright, so that event is saved. Let's go back to Dubsado, and I'm going to come to the dashboard and back to calendar just to refresh the page. And there it is. There's my test event. It is now synced into Dubsado. Now, if you wanted to see it go the other way, let's click on tomorrow, and let's just add a new appointment. Give it a title, another test event. For tomorrow at noon, say noon to 12:30. There's not going to be a project associated. We don't need the rest of this, and click create. Alright, so now we've got our 12 p.m. event in here. You can see that they're different colors. The green ones are Dubsado generated, and these orange ones are your external calendar generated. So now that that's in there, let's go check our Google Calendar. And we can already see here's our another test event at 12 p.m. So the sync goes both ways, and we'll be able to see all of that information in both calendars. And that's it for today's tidbit. For more information about receiving updates, requesting future episodes, or getting help with your own Dubsado account, check out the links in the description below this video or visit saraleiday.com. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.